Good afternoon, good evening to you all. It is me, Kizzy B with Speak Life. And yes, this is a pop-up. It's a special edition. It is definitely one that, as I was just going through my day, Holy Spirit led me to open this special time. As you can see, we have Tameka Neal here, and she has a very compelling story that we're going to dive a little bit into. So, yeah, come on in here, Speak Life family. I love to have you share the broadcast, tag a few people. I'm going to do the same thing. Tameka doesn't have her device on, so if you know anyone who knows Tameka, do me a huge favor and tag them in. This is a very important message that we would like to get out to everyone that we know. So, yeah, if you could do that for me real quickly, I hope you all had an amazing evening. I did. I actually did have a pretty good day. It was a busy day, but it seemed like this day went quick. I don't know why. It just seemed like today just went super fast. And as I was coming home, I saw Tameka's story on my Facebook page. So I reached out to her. And I was like, what's going on? And I really think it's important that if we see someone in need, that we're there for them. So I don't mind using this platform. This actually Speak Life, we started, and many of you know this, that we will help others because I believe in the ministry of helps. I believe that if anyone has a need, we should be able to get their story out there. So yes, y'all come on in here. I'm going to be a little more patient because I know this was not a scheduled time. And I know some of you are just coming home. But if y'all can just spend about 15, 20 minutes with us to hear what Tameka would like to share. And then, share it out. Get someone else in here to just join this conversation. I am so grateful to be here. If you're in the comments, give me a shout out. Y'all know I'm gonna shout you back out and tell you, hey, how you doing? But while I am doing my tags, I want Tameka to introduce herself. Hey, Tameka, how you doing?
I am okay. I'm sleepy.
You're sleepy.
I'm very sleepy.
I'm taking you had a pretty busy day as well.
Yeah, always, especially with a newborn. So it ain't too many moments of silence.
How old is the baby?
She's 11 weeks. She
So
was
Tameka,
11 days when we got evacuated, and she's 11 weeks now.
wow. Did y'all hear that? So we're going to dive a little bit into that as to what led to this evacuation in just a moment. And while we're doing that, we just want to thank you once again, Tameka, for just giving us a few minutes of your time. I know you have a lot going on, but I just felt the need to bring this out into the public that when a person is in need and they have a desire, one of our kingdom responsibilities, the word of God tells us to take care of those who may have a need. It should never be that if we have the ability that we turn our backs to them. And I don't have that kind of heart, Tameka. I cannot turn my back on someone if I know that they have reached out. And there's so many scriptures I can definitely tell that says the same thing. So you were one of the persons I actually met over a Clubhouse app. Isn't that amazing? And here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Tameka's way in California, but tell them where you're actually from.
Minnesota, born and raised, baby.
Minnesota.
Yes, Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I grew up all throughout Hennepin County because I grew up in foster care. But yes, Minnesota.
Come on. I love it. So you found your way into California, and you've been there for quite a while, right?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Well, if y'all know anything about the California region, earlier this year, there was some devastation that hit the land. And so even though Tameka is from Minnesota, she just found herself in the middle of this issue. So Tameka, give us a little bit about why do we have you here today? And you can tell as much as you want. And if not, I'll lead the questions as we go along.
Okay. Well, we lost our home due to Eaton fire. We got evacuated on January 7th at 6:00 in the morning. Like I said, she was 11 days old during the evacuation. Well, when the evacuation took place. And so we got up, all of our phones went off. It's me, 4 other children, and my newborn. So I have 5 children total. And we also have a puppy. So the alarms go off on all of our phones. So you can imagine how loud that was at 6 in the morning. We're all waking up and we all just grabbed one outfit to take with us, and we stormed out. We just rushed out the house. We grabbed our dog and we rushed out. Um, the soot in the air, the color of the sky, if I could describe that in one word, I would say eerie. It wasn't necessarily terrifying. It was very eerie. And we got out as soon as we could. I did have to turn back around because I had forgotten my book bags that had my important files in there, and one of them being my annulment papers. And I was not about to start that all the way over. So I was like, Lord, please hold the fire back. Just hold it back. I'm coming in. And I turned around and I rushed back to go get those. And then, then we left again. The fires did not actually burn down my house, but because of how close they had gotten and the amount of soot and debris and the smoke damage that had gotten into the house, especially with us being a lower unit, the damage was too bad for us to be able to move back in, especially with having a newborn child and a puppy. You can't live in a plastic bag, and definitely not putting a mask on a newborn or a puppy. That's not going to work out. Or living in a mask, that also would not work out. And so the FEMA inspector came out there and he said the same thing that I'd already known. We cannot return back to that house because it will not be safe for my children, my newborn, or the puppy, or myself for that matter. So we've been in a hotel since then. Yeah, we went into Airbnb for a little while. For about 2 weeks we were in an Airbnb, and then from the Airbnb we were into another hotel. This is about our 4th hotel that we've stayed in since the house fires. Right now, mentally, I'm doing really good. In the beginning of that, it was really, really rough because this is actually our second time losing everything to a house fire. The first time we lost, our second time. The first time we had an electrical fire in our kitchen back home in Minnesota, and I almost lost my 2 daughters to that fire because they were home and I had taken my boys with me to their dental appointments. And at that time, because of COVID, you could only bring the people that had doctor's appointments. So I had to leave my 2 girls at the house. And we ended up, we have no idea. All we know is that one moment everything was fine, and the next moment my daughters are screaming for help out the window, begging for somebody to come in and get them. And my neighbors busted that door down and got in there. And when they called me screaming, I kid you not, honey, I was 20 minutes away and I got there before the fire department. I was playing about my babies. Wait a second, I'm in the shoulder lane. I'm screaming, Jesus, how did I not shut that up? And we lost everything to that house fire, and now losing everything again. And so for that first couple weeks of January, I was not in a good place mentally at all. And then in addition to that, I actually lost my mom to a house fire. My mother was murdered in a fire when I was 10. And so that was really messing with my head real, real bad. When I say bad, it was, for about a week, I was just crying at random moments. And because we have a large family, FEMA gives us 2 hotel rooms. And so I would send my children into the other hotel room and I would just break down and just spend 30 minutes crying myself to sleep while I'm breastfeeding my baby. And so now I can talk about it and not break down. But at first that was some, I don't even know how to put that, mental espionage. I don't know. But yeah. And now here we are.
Now here we are, indeed. Tameka, look, your story is one that I feel like many people heard of it, but we didn't really get the details. Let me move that for a second. I'm gonna let the video show for those who need to see the video. We didn't hear the details of what happened, behind the scenes, for those who had to escape. And I mean, just hearing your history, you literally had this was in a short period of time, so much devastation to hit all at once, yet and still you're giving life. Because your daughter was only, what, 11 days?
11 days. Yeah. Yeah.
This beautiful, her daughter's name is Lavender. She's let me see if I have a picture of Lavender. Look, y'all. She sent me a picture of her. That's Lavender. She's so gorgeous.
Here's my little baby. I call her baby.
You call her baby?
Yeah, baby. I go, hey, baby.
Well, we love baby. That is Lavender. So Lavender was born 11 days, and then we have this devastation, this fire occurs that causes you to have to evacuate. Y'all look at this clip real quickly. I hope I'm able to play your clip. This is Tameka's cry.
Well, I thought I was having a baby boy. Psych! I had an amazing baby girl. She's absolutely perfect, and I just love her so much. I thought I was going to have a peaceful maternity leave, but psych again. 11 days into maternity leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, we were evacuated from our home due to Eaton fire, a home that we cannot return to because the toxins in the air, the ashes still being blown around, and the smoke damage inside of the home make for a very dangerous and potentially detrimental situation for my newborn baby girl. In addition to that, the leasing specialist at the mall that my store was in decided to terminate my lease without cause. We are displaced, and I no longer have a store, which was my source of income to provide for my children. So I now have to transition to strictly online, and marketing is not my specialty. Ask me how I'm doing. I'm blessed. Life is great.
The sheer fact that you can actually laugh and find joy in the midst of that sorrow.
I have to. The joy of the Lord is our strength, and if we let that go, we lose it all.
That's right. There's a saying that say, I laugh to keep from crying. Mm-hmm. And in the video, I literally had to hold my tears back because I can only imagine. I really can't. A person who's bringing life into this world and then 11 days turnaround. Now I have to evacuate. And not only that, let me show y'all something. See, Tameka, I met her a while back, and I had the privilege of having, I don't know if you remember these.
Is that Cocoa Tangerine?
Yeah.
Is that my original? Wait, let's show the label.
Cocoa Tangerine.
Those are the original labels.
Come on. And you know what else I have? I love your Tameka products are the bomb. Like, you can tell I use it every day. It is the bomb. And I love all your products. I have your heel cream. It's the best heel cream. Y'all, I'm not kidding. It's the best heel cream. And so, like, this is her. Y'all probably can't see it. I use a lot of this. And it smells amazing. And yet and still, this wonderful creator. Tell us what happened. What happened with your products?
Well, actually, all of my equipment was damaged because of the debris and everything that had gotten into the house. And most of my inventory that was in the house is no longer of use anymore either. I actually have a lot of it here at the hotel. I'll show what I have right now that we took out of the store. Excuse the mess in here, but you can see a bunch of the products there. And then there's some boxes over there with the book bags and things like that we took out of the store because we only have until the end of the month to get everything out of there. And I'm going to try to sell those online. Sorry, I had to take a moment to think. But the products that were in the house, there's a few things that I can jar up. A few of the body butters are safe, and a few of the hair oils are safe because of where they were at and how much they were already packaged before everything took place. But most of that, I've lost about a good $43,000 worth of inventory and tools because of that. So, excuse me. That has to start from scratch in addition to everything else. So, yeah.
Yeah. Tameka, my heart is with you. Literally, I'm fighting the tears. I can only, because again, all of this happened so quickly. It was unexpected and definitely not warranted. Definitely not you didn't cause it.
Right.
But yet still you have to keep going. I mean, your kids are depending on you. You have so much going, and so for those of you who are listening with Speak Life, I don't want y'all to just listen. I want you to truly understand why we brought this today of all days. I was just minding my business, and I saw where Tameka said, "I need help." Let me tell you something about, if you are in God's kingdom, you never turn your back on. You don't have to know the person. The only reason I brought her here is so she can tell her story, because there's so, Tameka, we know there's so many scams and crazy stuff on the news that people will bypass when they, it's right here in my hand. So I'm telling you, I know her, and she's not making this up. I showed you the videos. I showed you the pictures of the fire. My God, I'm trying to hold my heart. I showed you pictures of beautiful lavender. She was born 11 days, and then all of this happens. All of this happens. Tameka, you said that you had Monique Baker's. Oh, thank you, Monique. I was actually about to go right into that. Tameka, you said you had a need. Can you explain to us what is your need and how can we help?
That's gift cards are a perfect gift. Financial donations, especially right now, I'm down to my last $300, to be honest, which is why I made the GoFundMe, because I'm hoping for help from FEMA. But again, this has been going on since we've been displaced since January, and nothing's moved forward besides us being able to be in a hotel. So we are literally starting over from scratch, and we need literally everything. Once we do find a place where we need help, I need help with the security deposit, the first month's rent, furniture, Tupperware, silverware, clothing, like anything you can think of that is a need in a home. We have that need because we don't have anything.